Well, thank you for the congratulations. I think we feel good. I think we feel congratulated.
It seems like people are enjoying it. It's great. Well, the one thing we just found out today, because we're on tour, so you don't have a lot of time to stop and think. But it's pretty cool. Our song Without Youth has been #1 in Canada on alternative radio for 9 weeks. So we just broke our own record of having the the longest #1 on alternative radio, and it's doing really well in the U.S. as well. So it makes me happy that we're making it into the world of radio, so we can make some space for more independent music on the airwaves. There isn't any.
Yeah, there kind of really isn't. I mean, we just sort of settled on it early on, and
Sounds
then
right, for the kind of music we want to make. That's it. No big story there. I don't know any other life, so I don't know what. I mean, for me, I'm a musician. I've been a musician since I was a little kid, and I love my band. Have a great time. So no, I don't see a downside. It depends. It's very different every time. On Fantasies, I was in Argentina a lot. Jimmy and I write all the songs, so I was in Argentina. On this record, I was at home in Toronto, which was great. And the process is very mysterious and happens all kinds of ways. There's no recipe, really.
For me personally, when I was younger, I grew up really raised on classical music. I was a classical trumpet player when I was a kid, and I studied classically, and I was playing in orchestras until I was almost 20. For me, it kind of came from left field, rock and roll, and it was more of like a life decision than being drawn in by the music itself.
I grew up with, my dad was from the sort of avant-garde jazz world, so that was the music that was around, and rock and roll was also, pop music was kind of a rebellion for me as well, because it was all jazz in my house.
The ritual, I mean, we've been touring for so long, and I guess the only really consistent thing is that we all pace a lot. But that's not something we do like consciously. It's not like, okay, 30 minutes before set, let's start the pace. It just sort of happens because your adrenaline starts moving and you start getting excited and you don't really want to sit down. It's hard to go from like sitting to flying, I'm excited right now. Yeah.
If we weren't excited, we wouldn't do it.
Wow, the fact that neither of us can even think of one thing probably means that we weren't given a lot of really good advice.
You've got to give up what you don't want to get what you do.
That's a good one.
Gain and I.
I think Gain and I.